Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
It ruined a great moment.
A fantastic moment. How's it going, guys? Welcome to another edition of Stick to the Plan podcast. Let's send it over. Oops, that's the wrong button. I'm all kinds of stuff today. Hi, I'm Kevin. This is Stick to the Plan podcast. I'm here with Russ and Kix, of course. Another Monday.
Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kix.
How you guys doing? Happy Inauguration Day.
Yes, it is a great day. Watching that clip of President Donald J. Trump getting sworn in.
Right.
We've seen it a couple times. I can't get over it.
Right.
It gave me chills. It's great. So excited.
I agree. It's trash day.
Why is that?
Taking out all the trash.
Taking out all the trash. A1 waste, you're going to be busy because that shit's out on the curb.
That's right.
See, I thought he was going to say Happy James Earl Ray Day, but that's a...
No, that's a story.
No.
That's a Michigan Department of Corrections story that we don't need to go into today.
We need to say Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yes, it is.
Junior
Junior
Martin
Day.
Luther
King Junior Day.
Very important. Yeah, by the way, just a little bit of trivia I found out. So, Martin Luther King Jr. Day falls on the third Monday of every January.
Right.
To recognize his birthday. I forget his birthday date.
His birthday is the first week in January.
Okay.
Right?
Anyways, that's when you recognize it. And the inauguration of the President of the United States has only fallen on that date twice in history.
Please tell me Obama was one of them.
Nope.
Damn it.
Guess who's enjoyed that? Guess who's enjoyed that? One president.
Who?
Donald J. Trump.
Oh, really?
It fell on in 16 and now in 2025, or 17 in 2025. So
not only then was it Trump who is now the sole proprietor of inauguration on MLK Day, but also we all know Martin Luther King Jr. was Republican.
Yeah.
And that means that only Republican presidents.
Well, that's a good way to slice that one up.
Just saying.
Kix, I'm glad you reminded everybody of that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have known that. I mean, it makes sense.
So, back when Martin Luther King Jr. was doing his civil rights activism thing, The
You mean working for the CAA?
Well,
That's a different podcast.
the
Sorry.
Democratic Party was the home of the KKK.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not only was they the home of the KKK, they filibustered for, I want to say, close to 45, 50 days to stop the Civil Rights Act of 1964 from even passing.
Your beautiful Democratic Party.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we see what happened after that.
So,
Right. After that, they decided if we couldn't stop civil rights, we got to
But,
flip the
wait,
script.
I thought we were the Nazis.
No, they decided they had to flip the script, and they were like, we're going to make sure that we have this group of people voting for us for the next 200 years.
Oh.
Then came welfare,
Oh.
and that locked it down.
and that
That'll
was
do
it.
it. Every
That
time.
locked it down. You are correct
But
about
they're
that.
waking up. That group of
They
people
are.
are waking up.
So Donald Trump recognizing that Inauguration Day is also on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. He has or had, it's still going on, a whole bunch of black pastures of churches
Yep.
around the country. One of them in particular, right out of the Detroit area, and why am I forgetting his name? He's super cool. But anyways, he's doing his best to recognize Martin Luther King Jr. Day and have an inauguration. Remember, Trump didn't set the date of the inauguration.
Nope.
It's always the third Monday. Right?
And
It's always.
yes, it's always the third Monday inauguration. By the way, another significant moment on January 20th of every year is my sister's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy
Chris.
birthday.
Yeah, Kevin's aunt.
By the way, C.M. Wooten says now it's Liberation Day in the chat.
Thanks,
Hey,
Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah, we got someone in the chat today. I wonder, Karen was texting me earlier, and I'm
Karen's
like,
in the
I
chat.
forgot she's off because she's home celebrating Martin Luther King
That's
Jr.
right.
Day.
That's right.
My wife is home celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
I would be home, but
Is
I'm
there a
here.
special meal that should go with that?
I'm not
Careful.
going to say. Don't set me up for that.
Well,
Don't set me up for that. You know.
I like days that have a special meal associated.
Well, it's like that comedian says. Do you know who likes fried chicken? Black people. Do you know
Well,
who loves fried chicken? Everyone.
I
It's
was
freaking
literally going to
delicious.
say, I think
Who
my
doesn't
wife-
like fried chicken?
I
I
honestly,
love cornbread.
I honestly think my wife has collard greens on the menu tonight. so-
I'm coming over to your house.
I love collard greens.
I'm coming over to your
Oh
house.
yeah, I love collards.
Being
Yeah.
a northerner, I was never exposed to collard greens until I worked for the Michigan Department of Corrections, and my big ass loved the officers' dining room.
Right. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. My
I
wife,
never missed a meal out of it,
My wife.
and they had collard greens
I remember
often.
you were a big man back then.
My wife, right? She was adopted. Didn't know anything about her biological family until about 4 years ago when she took a DNA test and discovered that her biological father was black. She has all these sisters and
Is that when
brothers
she
and
started
nephews.
cooking collard greens?
Yeah, we went down North Carolina and she met her sister, and I've always loved collard greens. I worked at the prison too. And
Loved 'em.
and I said to my new sister-in-law, "Hey, you need to teach your sister how to cook
Oh.
collard greens." And that was it. That was a wrap. Now
I love
soul
'em.
food is cooked in the house.
I love them with some cornbread.
Absolutely.
Oh my God!
Now I really want some cornbread.
You know, that prison food people turn. There wasn't anything I didn't eat. It was different. Some
Yeah.
stuff. I didn't miss a meal in the OD any day.
Neither did I.
Any day. Plus, I was like to save money.
And it was weird working third shift and going down there to eat dinner at 6 o'clock in the morning.
When I worked third at
That's what I
Gus
did.
Harrison Correctional, the best thing about third, they had the baker guys.
Yes.
And you got hooked up with the best cinnamon
Yes.
rolls. Oh man. Oh
it
jeez.
was like
we're going down memory road there.
It was like working at Polly's and.
The
the baker.
Right?
I had to stop doing it. We were working at Polly's, Kevin and I, third shift, and the baker crew came in out 3-4 in the morning, and I would, when I'd leave, I'd get not cream filled, custard filled Long John,
Yeah.
and fresh.
Warm.
And she'd
Still warm.
She would squeeze the custard in there in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yes.
I had to stop. Each one of them, you added 5 pounds.
You're making me think of Hinkley's.
I
Oh
know.
no, Hinkley's ain't got shit. This was fresh. Like they were still warm.
That was a good job. By the way, since Karen's in the chat, Karen, let us know if we sound okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we like when someone's in the chat just say, "Yeah, you sound great," or "Hey, you sound like shit." But I think we sound good.
I think so.
I think we're coming across just fine.
On our end, it's a little echoey, but I think we're good on the
Yeah.
stream. Maybe
Yeah.
Karen can let us know. I wore my Trump hat today. By the way, the Trump hat, me and Kix were talking. We were a big part of the Trump Force 47 team here in Jackson. And these are one-of-a-kind hats.
Yep.
So they didn't mass give away or even have available this particular hat. Our regional director, Scott McGraw, had these patches they gave to him. They were giving these patches on. I'm like, what the hell good is a
Right.
patch? People are putting them on their shirts. I don't know. I threw mine on my dresser, top of my dresser. But Scott bought a case of ball caps and glued these on. Now, not all of them came out that perfect,
No, that one looks good.
but this one came out great. And when I said I'm wearing a Trump hat today, and I wore my flag,
Yep.
I wore a flag. I put on my Make America Great hat that Karen Wooten had bought me. It's a sweet, the white
Yeah.
old guy hat.
Yeah.
And I said, I want something that says Trump on it. And I put the Trump Force 47 hat on. And I go, that's the hat.
That's
and
the one.
then it reminded me how these are one-of-the-kind hats.
Not just one of a kind. He only bought one case of hats.
Yeah.
So only 20 of these hats
Ever got the patch on
were
them?
made.
So does that mean they're 20 of a kind?
Yes.
He might have hit 20, 30, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 20 of a
So-
kind.
So
Karen
that's
says
not
we're
something-
sounding great.
That's not something you're going to get everywhere.
Karen
Thank you,
says we
Karen.
sound good.
I
Karen doesn't hear
appreciate
very
that.
well, though, so no, she's not where do we go? I am so excited about today, man.
Well, something I want to touch on that I figured you guys would be excited about. First inauguration in a very long time inside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think that has
So-
anything to do with the assassination, Tim?
It has everything to do with the weather.
No,
You don't think it has anything to do with the assassination?
I think there was a credible threat we're not knowing.
It's possible.
That's what I'm saying.
All I know is I got a text today from Landon.
Yeah.
And he had tickets to the inauguration, and he texted me and said that it was moved indoors because of
Well,
weather,
and we already knew that.
and only Congress was allowed to attend.
And we knew that. We knew that 2 days ago.
Right,
They call them the golden tickets.
right.
So here's the thing. So the three of us are sitting here, me and Kix. We had opportunities to go to the
Right.
inauguration.
I'm glad I turned it down.
I had offers through Trump Force 47, through Congressman Wahlberg. Probably been a great opportunity. And I had said early on, I don't want to get anywhere near the place. And then as things got closer and closer, I got thinking, I don't want to deal with the people.
Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is terrible anyway.
And then it's going to be cold. At the time we didn't know the weather. The last week we've known the weather is going to be shit. I seen videos yesterday, people waiting to get into the rally in the rain
Right.
that turned to snow.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
And-
it's the East Coast in January.
And we got this crazy polar blast, and
It's winter time.
So
exactly.
John Smith, our friend John Smith, arranged for a couple buses to head down. It's only $150. They took off yesterday at 5. They go right down there to the inauguration. And they turn around and come back after the inauguration. Sounds tiresome to me.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I bet you it's a party
But
on that bus,
most
though.
those people have they didn't have any specific place to be to begin with, let alone like Landon thought he would have an opportunity. You're out on the streets.
Well, right now, all Landon has right now is his hotel room, but Casey told me he's got his tickets to the Liberty Ball, the presidential ball tonight,
That'd
and he's
be
going to get there early enough to use
You
those.
said part of Landon didn't get early enough.
Yeah.
Did he get cut out from getting to the rally yesterday?
Yeah, so what happened with Landon was when we worked the Trump campaign here in Michigan, Trump's people were really quick to put us on a special list, right? An early entry VIP list. So if we got there, no matter what time it was, we were
Didn't work
expedited.
that way, huh?
And so he assumed that was happening in D.C. He got there and had to go to the back of the line, and it was full by the time he got up front.
So, knowing quite a few people in positions to have attended the ball, the Michigan ball Saturday, and then people who had access to the rally yesterday, I got thinking, me and Kix were talking about it earlier before the stream. You know what would have been a gig? This is the way I would have done this. whether it was moved inside or not. You go, you access the ball, you access the rally, and then come home.
Right.
And watch that shit on TV. I'm not
We
I'm
said that
not
from the
disappointed.
beginning.
I'm not there. I'm disappointed I missed some of my friends at some of them cool events that I probably could have had access to. But I'm not disappointed I missed this inauguration live or not.
But here you go. We also had a good event here that
We
you
did.
would have missed.
We did.
So
Let's talk right about it.
Yeah, that's
So the Jackson GOP,
That's
Jackson
right.
GOP had the inauguration gala.
that's right.
Huge success when
It was
kicks.
awesome. It was
Super fun. I've been in this game a long time. I have never had anybody come up and say, this is the funnest Republican event I've ever been to.
awesome. Right. Right. It was all over social media. Best Republican party I've been to. And
Unreal. John Smith, who's been to so many, said the same thing. Jackson rocked it out.
right.
Rocked it out.
James Asher came up to me and he said that this was the best party that he's been to, and that when
It's
he
amazing.
goes around and people ask him about fundraising, he said he's going to let them know they need to do it like Jackson.
So
Well, let's show them.
Yeah,
let's
check it
watch
out.
the
Let's
video.
Let's show them
I
what,
love
what
this.
was going
By
on.
the way, I love this video.
We squared up. Democrats played dirty, but we got the dub. It's been a long campaign from Queens to Tampa Bay, but I praise God that He let me live to see this precious day. From Israel to Iran and Russia to Ukraine, Joe made us a joke. They don't see us the same. How close we've come to World War III is insane, but now I'm back. I'm about to put some more respect on our name. The deep state run out of time, now they're terrified. They couldn't get a case of stick, but Lord knows that they tried. Bulletproof from built to thrive, that's just my
Here comes the
vibe.
best part.
Dave.
Yeah.
Yet I'm still alive. Now I'm walking around with balls bigger than the Nephilim. Protected by the king that was born back in Bethlehem. New leader of the free world, I'm fighting for my citizens. With God as
Here
my
he comes.
witness, we gon' make this country great again. We gon' make our country
Oh, that's
great
my tax
again.
in the house?
Yeah.
That's my tax getting it in.
He got the moves, don't he?
Man. I like Dave Jones even better now.
Yeah.
Where the hell did
I
that
liked him
come
before,
from?
But I like him more now. Yeah.
My God, we like Dave Jones a lot, but it's even better now.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The side of him no one knew existed.
Unreal. By the way, that event, there's a lot of people we're not going to personally give credit to that put a lot of work into that.
Right.
Including you, Kix, myself, and Karen's in the chat,
Yeah.
and Olivia. There's a whole lot of people. Guys, you don't understand the efforts that it takes to put on an event like that. And as sketchy as it got at times, I said a couple of weeks ago, guys, these things always get stressful. If you're going to put on an event of that caliber, they're always stressful. But at the end, everybody's happy.
Right.
They're going to be successful. And that's attendance, more than I expected.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The fun. Was that a Republican? I've never been to a Republican party where people were getting low.
Right?
Nah.
Dancing.
Well, and hey, don't
laughing.
forget one important thing. There was a special award given to our co-host.
Yes.
Oh,
Mr.
that's
Jennings,
right.
Mr.
That's
Russ
right.
Jennings, Republican of the Year, right?
Yes,
I have
congratulations.
been nominated. Is that the word? I am the
You won it.
2024 Jackson County Republican of the Year.
Yeah. Congratulations.
And I am very honored. I was very surprised. Those are usually given out at a Lincoln Day dinner. They can be given out any damn time, anyway. There's a little process to that, and Karen worked behind the scenes to
Right.
make that happen and make sure that was good. And I was very honored. I didn't realize till after I was awarded it that my wife was in the loop, my
Yep.
sister, my dad, my mother, and
Kevin.
I knew there was an award. I didn't know what it was.
oh yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I guess you would have been Kevin. And matter of fact, Grandpa texted me. He couldn't make it. He's old.
Yeah.
What's crazy, our last events committee meeting where we were in here talking numbers,
Yeah.
Karen slid me the plaque and was like,
Oh.
"Don't let him see it." So I've been carrying it around you the whole time.
I am very pleased. There's a backstory to that. A few years ago, I put a whole lot in as the treasurer, and boy, I ran around all over hell putting yard signs in and a lot of stuff. And I got to tell you, I personally thought I was going to receive it that year, but the people in charge at the time make sure that didn't happen.
Right. Isn't that funny?
But I will tell you, the people in charge at the time are no longer around.
Well,
what do you know?
Let me ask you this, and if I offend anyone with this question, I don't give a shit. Here we go. Is it true that majority of the time when a person wins that award, they just kind of disappear?
There is a problem.
Okay. So if
It's a
that's
curse.
true, then here's my question.
I'm out.
Are you
It's a
leaving?
curse award.
So there's my question. Are you staying or are you gone?
So unlike the past chairs of the last 10 years, since what's her name? Kathleen Torres. I'm the first chair to make it through a whole term in 10 years, and I'm in the second term. And, I'm going to stick around at least for this term. I can't be talking shit and then bailing now.
right?
You
Well, I'm
can.
just saying. 'Cause I
Stop
know
while you're ahead.
You get that award and they bounce. I was like, what's your
But
thoughts?
there is you look back and all those people, some of them we chopped their heads off and sent them back, and then some got sweet deals with Wahlberg, and some got just walked away. One joined the Democratic Party and is transgender.
Hey, well, that happens.
And ran for county clerk.
Wow.
That was long before me.
By the way,
Interesting.
Karen said, and Chris, we're shooting for more, for some more, right? Surprises galore.
Yes.
And then she said it's kind of like planning a wedding.
Yes.
It is. It's a lot like planning a wedding.
And just like planning a wedding, you might think everything is perfect, and then come game day, something goes to shit.
So Kevin and I, being from the DJ world, and Kevin especially, as we've DJ'd some weddings before. Those are the worst things to DJ.
I stopped doing weddings
because the
early.
person,
The money was
the
good.
person that writes the check isn't the one chiming in your ear. It's usually a mother-in-law.
Right.
You need this, and you need to be like, I only answer to the person that writes the check.
Yeah, it's
right.
daddy writing the check, but mommy's running the show.
Well, or the other mother-in-law coming in chiming in your ear or something.
Or the bride.
And you're like, listen, you asked for a playlist from the wedding party before you got here.
And we talked about this 8 months ago.
Now, let's talk about our DJ. Johnny Jet. We've used him now, I don't know, 6-8 times. I coined the phrase, he is the Jackson GOP DJ forever.
Yes.
Forever.
We have had a lot of different entertainment. John is the best for the job.
He's good.
And it's funny because you're having a formal dinner before we get down, like you've seen in the video, and he played the music that was appropriate, at a level that was appropriate.
Right.
I don't think anybody had to go over and tell him any damn thing.
Nothing. As a matter of fact, I met with him at 4:00 when he showed up to set up.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Here's the deal, man. Just play Trump style music."
Trump style music.
And he's like,
The
really?
YMCA over and over
I'm
again.
like, right. I said,
He
"Just
probably
spread it
needed,
out."
maybe in hindsight, Trump likes, he did it, we did it
Yeah,
my
that's
way.
the only song he didn't play
But
on the hit list.
He did awesome, man. So you need a DJ.
And I want to put a shout out for him too. He's starting a business venture.
That's where I was going to go.
Oh, really? Okay, because I've known John. I didn't realize he
Oh.
was the DJ, but I've known him since I was in junior high.
So, yeah, he's keeping his DJ going, but he's opening a food truck. What's the name of it?
He didn't tell me the name,
Something Dogs.
but what's interesting about
I
it
like
is
hot
it's not
dogs.
just a food truck. It's not just a food truck.
Yeah, it's got outside videos or something.
No, he's going to be doing karaoke from the side of the food truck.
Of course
and
he
running
is.
DJ music, and he's selling quarter-pound hot dogs.
Yes, he is. You know what? Kevin and I, one of our favorite foods is a hot dog.
I love hot dogs. I'll eat hot dogs frozen, thawed,
I
raw,
eat cheap ones,
cheap,
expensive ones.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the expensive ones, the Nathans,
Yeah.
eating them raw sucks.
Yeah, I don't like the snap.
Give me a ballpark raw. Oh, like if I cook 3 hot dogs, I like to boil them. I always eat one raw.
Oh,
Pause.
yeah.
By the way, I'm on a no hot dog diet.
Well,
I haven't had a hot dog in a while.
I'm going to go. I'm leaving here and having a hot dog now.
Now that we talked about it,
So,
Usually have burritos after the show, but after hot
John
dog.
Taylor killed it.
yes, did great.
Did great, and there was at one point, hey, we got a DJ from Detroit. And I said, oh no, we don't.
Yeah, well, we have.
I think at that point,
no, we don't. We got Johnny
nobody,
Jet.
nobody
Jackson.
knew about Johnny
I know.
Jet at the time.
Well, a few people, once I mentioned him, knew him from Nightlights. Because,
Yes.
by the way, his last gig at Nightlights was Friday. He's done with Nightlights. They went and work with him or something.
Yeah.
With the food
Aren't
truck
they
coming
getting
and
sold
stuff.
out too, though? Didn't Nightlights
No, but I think it's
change
for sale.
ownership or something?
You know,
Well, I mean, they changed owners to the family a while back, but
I think it's up
Yeah.
for sale.
probably.
let me tell you, Nightlights is not like when Mary had it, but then again, Mary had the prices too low. That's why
Yeah.
people packed it. I
Yeah.
like Nightlights.
And she was drunk a
Right.
lot.
Cheesesteak hoagie. It's the only thing I've ever had
God,
there.
they're so good.
Right. But
man.
if you
The
did
sticky
come to
burger,
our,
the sticky burger was pretty decent.
but if you did come to our gala, you need to keep checking back on our website, jxngop.org, because there are other events that are going to be coming down the pipe. The next major one, I believe, is Lincoln Day. However, I think there's going to be some kind of pop-up, maybe surprise event before that.
As long as they don't kill our members, you know.
No.
So
No.
Yesterday, people were asking me, I was saying, hey, go to our website, sign up for our newsletter. Yes, that's a good way to see what's going
Yes.
on. But guess what? If you're on the website, you can find out everything that's coming your way. It says events, and it tells you what's coming up.
Right.
All you really need to do is go to jxngop.org.
And
Kix
just
here.
scroll around.
That's Kix's baby. I think it's the best website in the state.
I
I've been on
appreciate
them
that.
all.
I appreciate that.
I would disagree, but that's because I built my own website.
No, I'm
there you
talking
go.
GOPs.
Oh, GOPs. Okay.
I ain't talking
Not personal.
GOPs.
I'm
Don't
taking
be
your
so
website off of my website
Don't
now.
be so sensitive.
I'll do what I want.
Don't be a hater, dude.
I own this.
Snowflake.
Great. We had a great
You
time.
did.
Oh, by the way, the Commonwealth Commerce Center providing the City View room, unbelievable.
Yes.
It was decorated. I've never seen an event so beautiful. I'm sure they've had them. I haven't been to every event up
Right.
there. But the CCC Catering, located here in the Commonwealth Center, did a fabulous job on the food.
Yes.
They killed it.
Our hors d'oeuvres put together by Judy
Yep.
and probably others.
Yep. The
Unreal.
cheesecake was amazing.
And then the pizza, I didn't eat the. So Dave Jones, what's the pizza place he got that from in Spring Harbor?
Bees, I believe. Bees
Okay.
something. Bees.
I was 8:10, bourbon waters in, and we get to that point. You know, I should eat, but I don't feel like eating, so I didn't eat no pizza.
You should have eaten some pizza.
As I was leaving the event, close to midnight, there was pizza left, and Judy, you want some pizza? I took a whole pizza home. All I wanted was a couple pieces when I got home, because I got the late night drinking all night munchies, right? That pizza's goddamn good.
It is. It is.
I'm glad you told me where it's from, because David said and I forgot. So I planned on having 2 pieces and then throwing it away the next. No, I ate pizza yesterday. Of course, I was hungover.
But
And-
still, it was good.
no, it's a good pie out of the Bees out of Spring Arbor. They donated that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I can't think of.
I think he donated 12 pies.
So we had a silent auction that Karen Wooten put some items up, and then one of our donors, Jeff Kirkpatrick, who was there, came with a bag full of crap and added.
A bag full of crap. That's
It
inappropriate.
was,
Listen.
it was high
what
end.
you meant.
It was high end crap.
It was great stuff. Added to our silent auction, made it a huge success.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jeff Kirkpatrick, for
I don't
that.
even know where he got the badge from, but that was probably the
So
coolest
you know
item on the table.
he's in.
He knows people.
He knows. He's in
Right.
law enforcement.
Yeah,
he's
but
in law
this
enforcement.
was
so.
a
You can make that, but yeah,
this
he
was
did good.
the inauguration badge from
Yeah.
the White House.
I wanted to bid on that one over
And
there.
the
It was a little too
coins
high
and
for me.
everything? Come on.
So you know I got one of them coins.
Did you?
Well, I've showed you.
Oh, yes.
That
yes,
coin he
yes,
gave
yes.
me a week ago
Yes.
is one of the coins that was in that package.
yes.
I should have brought that coin. I love
Those
that
were
coin.
amazing.
Wow, that's a
The
lot about the
painting?
gala.
The painting was amazing with the authenticity, the letter of authenticity.
Since we're on Jackson GOP, the next event is February 13th.
Yes.
And that is another Under the Oak Speaker Series with a candidate for Michigan GOP chair, Mrs. Michonne Maddock.
Yep.
She's a former co-chair and a longtime Republican activist in the state, well known. Just a week ago or so, we had Jim Runstead
Yeah.
as a candidate. We got Michonne coming. There's 2 other candidates that I put in the events committee chat that we need to figure out a way to squeeze those two in.
Absolutely.
Maybe together separately, like pick a day, just have them come. I wouldn't want to leave. I'd like to get all four of them here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I like both those candidates that were just here. But she'll be here the 13th. $12, man. We give you some pizza.
Right.
Maybe we should start getting the pizza from Bees. I don't even care if it costs a couple extra bucks.
He might donate it.
Right.
In beverage and a good speaker.
He did say that he wanted to get more involved with helping us out.
We've been buying that Little Caesars. We're driving to Spring Harbor to get some Bees, man. Wow.
It sounds like it's worth the trip.
We'll have to raise the price of the Utahs just because it's worth it.
Right, right.
But no, a lot going on. Online store, 30 items, sweet hats, T-shirts, zip-up hoodies, regular hoodies,
Phone cases,
mugs,
coffee cups. We got beer steins. We've got rocks glasses, stemless wine glasses.
We have stepped it up this term, man. We ain't messing around. All you other counties out there, watch out. The birthplace of the Republican Party.
That's right.
Is going to be the premier Republican Party.
It is Jacktown where we get down.
Jacktown.
That's right.
Well, you seen the video.
Saw it.
Jacktown where we get down.
Yeah. Got to step your game up.
All right, are we going to talk news?
I was just pulling my news stories up, so
What you got,
whenever.
Kevin?
The only thing, because I wanted to contribute this week for a change, we have a Chick-fil-A opening soon.
Yes.
It looks like over at the mall.
Right across from the Popeyes.
Yep, on West Ave.
The old Art Van Mall.
And then new cameras in Jackson, Blackman Park.
Yeah.
To
that's
discourage vandalism, which you know how I feel about cameras.
That's in Horace Blackman Park out there in the Dinky Weeds up Purnell Road.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But it's an excessive amount, it seems like, for surveillance. I mean, you buy surveillance cameras for like $30.
Yeah. They got donations in ARPA grant or they passed the millage.
Oh,
so
of course.
They got plenty of money to piss away.
There it is.
That's pretty much all I
By the way, it's $1.3 million for the facility that they tore down the Marinos.
Really?
They're putting in pickleball courts that Dave Jones just loves and some other fun community stuff with the Blackman Recreational Millage.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But like I said, you know how I feel about cameras in general. And I mean, whatever, it's a park. It is out there in the boons. So, I mean, I'm not, but still,
I know.
Surveillance. Guys.
I know.
Surveillance.
Right. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah. And then the only other thing I had was how Sleepy Joe decided to pardon Fauci, which, is a personal vendetta for me.
So not only the Fauci, but the J6 committee people, which includes that.
Which that almost kind of makes sense. It's kind of let them,
But does
Liz Cheney.
No, none of it makes sense.
Adam Schiff.
Does it make sense?
I have a recommendation on the Fauci pardon and the J6 group pardon.
Kix
and I were talking about this.
You preemptively pardon a group of people. That's like saying you're guilty without being found guilty.
All right, we already know that's bullshit. Some state with balls needs to prosecute them on a state level.
Right.
And let them sit in a Texas state prison.
Right.
Fauci first, Liz Cheney, Adam Schiff, right in a row.
Right. Because you're pardoned on the federal level, but the state can still come for you.
Listen, we can fight this all day long in federal court, the Supreme Court. In the meantime, I hope a state steps up and prosecutes the shit out of them terrible people think they're gone.
Did you watch the Pam Bondi confirmation?
Yes, I sure did.
How many times did Schiff allude to the question of, are you going to investigate me?
I was waiting for Pam.
He wasn't talking about nothing else. Are you going to investigate me?
Yeah. Does that say guilty or not?
Absolutely.
He's hiding. I mean, they're all hiding something, and I actually.
How many people did the Fauci kill?
Are we talking about recently, or are we talking about in the 80s?
Oh, his whole life.
Oh, well, that's unheard of.
Yeah, but it's not over. Look at
God knows it's not over. I'm still dying from it.
I was just gonna say, in the future, they're gonna go back and say he
No,
contributed to all of these.
No, he's good forever. You can get toilets. You can get AIDS from toilet seats in the 80s.
Trump's got a lot on his plate.
Speaking of Trump, he, even though he kind of moved away from it for a minute, he went right back to it for his inauguration speech about how he's going to correct the injustice and the and the weaponization of the DOJ.
Yeah, well,
Right.
And how,
Right.
and then he specifically said, and how they attacked me. It threatened my freedom.
Right.
yeah, well. They kicked in his door at 6 in the morning at Mar-a-Lago
Exactly.
and went through Melania's panty drawers
I
looking
would too,
for. Yeah, I would have. That's the first place I
come
would have
on.
went.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're going to find classified documents.
No.
In
Well,
in her
did you hear
panty drawer.
too that the
Uh,
picture of the classified documents? There was only like a stack of actual classified documents. The rest of it was just for show.
That he was allowed to have. He's a former president of Biden,
Right.
who was too far gone in dementia. Had them, never had authorization to be him, and they said, well, he's too far gone to prosecute.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
But he can still be our president.
But also, not to mention, Trump's were locked in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
The
was
one
Secret
that
Service protection.
Biden's was in his garage next to his Trans Am.
That Hunter had access to.
Now, wait a minute. Some of those boxes, those dusty boxes in that garage, were presidential paperwork from when he was a senator.
Yeah, well,
Why would he have them?
Yeah.
You can't
I'm sure
even
it
say,
happened more
oh,
than you
maybe
think.
as a vice president he made a mistake. No, as a senator.
I think
I'm glad it's over, guys.
the
am
point
too.
is the pot calling the kettle black.
I am-
and
oh,
the point
yes.
is, I feel like there's going to be some repercussions. I think of it.
Yes.
And I think that's one thing we can count on out of Trump. You know, we talk a little bit about how presidents will, say they were going to do a million things, and it's harder
It's tough
than
to get to them all.
But
Right.
I think that this is something that I think is going to be pursued on a heavy level.
Good.
I agree.
Good.
Now,
Lock them up.
talking about Trump and stuff,
And stuff.
I was happy to see, for those of you who are into social media, that TikTok decided to say that they were coming back because of Trump. It
Well-
was because of President Trump
Trump's,
working with
Trump's brokering a deal.
Yeah, Trump gave
90
him,
days.
gave him 90 days.
them. Right.
So
So
I
with that, though,
yeah.
I want anybody that's listening, I don't even know what our number is, if any, social media,
Or
don't listen to AOC with her conspiracy theory.
Why would we?
why would we listen to AOC?
Nobody
anyway?
listened to the stream.
Right.
Is ever listening to
Yeah,
AOC.
Well, what I'm saying
I-
is, AOC is now trying to do this big web of conspiracy theory about Trump forcing TikTok
Yeah.
to bend the knee the way he did Elon Musk and
See,
Zuckerberg.
So,
here's the issue that I have, and this is something I brought up on my social medias actually, is that I don't understand TikTok in general. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a Chinese-owned company owned by the CCP. And the fact that we continue to fund them,
Yeah.
if
Right.
our grandparents, our great-grandparents would be, if this was 1946 and we were funding a Russian based company, or, I guess USSR based company at that time, it would be a big problem. But guess what?
Right.
Kids nowadays don't care.
No.
And they're like, oh no, well, the guy was Singaporean. Well, no, they're one
Right.
of the people were from Singapore. But guess what? If you look it up, the company is owned by BitDance.
Okay. But they're
So-
fixing that.
Yeah, well, they have to.
But personally, I downloaded a TikTok app, 2-3 years ago, out of boredom when we worked at the Polly's in the middle of the night.
Uh-huh.
I'd sit there, go through TikTok videos, and I put this on my Facebook page yesterday. Yeah, I didn't know any better. I gave the Chi-Coms all my data.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but as far as the platform, they pick up on an algorithm that I enjoyed better than any other social media site ever did.
Sure.
And here's the thing. They within a couple days they were feeding me stuff that I enjoy watching. Republican political speeches and things, stand-up comedians that I love, and freaking cats. Okay?
Cats.
I'm a cat fan. Kevin
Okay.
knows that. I like
Well,
cats.
we have multiple American-owned companies
And-
that do the same thing,
but
but,
I'm gonna-
their algorithm doesn't work because you're
I've
using
got it.
TikTok instead of their platform.
I got to add it to this, and then so anyways, just like Facebook Reels, you can absorb your time to where it's very addicting.
Absolutely.
And I remember having to say, I'm done with this. I can't
Right,
do it
yeah,
no more.
right.
And Reels will do that too. My wife watches Facebook Reels. Sometimes she's a zombie and can't even hardly,
Right.
But I get it.
I've been caught up in
you're,
it.
You're home, you're relaxing, you're enjoying whatever you do. So I set it aside for a while, and then every now and then I'll pick it up and go through it. But I watched a video that Garrett Sodano put together of a day in the life of Garrett Sodano. He wakes up at 10 to 2 in the morning, the freak,
Right.
and works out. But he's a big time social media influencer and podcaster, and he hates TikTok, but he found out something. He found it the easiest place to put together short videos,
Absolutely.
political videos, and then just share them to his other social media platforms.
Absolutely.
And so he used it as a tool.
Yep.
Where was Gareth O'Donnell or Russ Jennings influenced by TikTok politically? I doubt it.
Obviously was, because he's now using that as a tool in his business.
Use it as a tool.
His politics
Why?
wasn't influenced, but the way
He can use
uses it.
Facebook Shorts or YouTube Shorts.
Okay, whatever. He found it easier. He knows social media as well as the next guy.
I'm still stoutly against it.
No.
But anyways, it's back. 90 days. They're going to figure out a way. It's partially America owned, and the Chi-Coms can't steal our shit, I guess.
But what I was
They already did.
Zuckerberg's already selling our shit to the Chi-Coms anyways.
What
Everybody
I was leading
is.
into with this was how people don't pay attention to what they're buying into, right?
Yeah.
The second TikTok was going offline, everybody was looking for new places to go. Do you know the top 3 apps that people ran to? Red Note and Lemon 8 were 1 and 2, both owned by Chinese government.
Oh,
Most of them are.
But
What's the other one? Big something.
The number 3 app that people ran to was Clapper, American-owned, American-based, free speech, 100%, and that was the number 3 app that people was leaving TikTok and running to.
Well, and they're mobile only, right?
yeah.
Clapper?
Yeah.
No, you can get on.
I couldn't find.
We
I could only find
shouldn't
the
let the
mobile.
Chi-Coms have our
They already
information.
sold
Well, we
it
could.
anyway.
We shouldn't let it make
Right.
it easier on them. So
Yeah.
I listen. I said in my post, before they come back, I was like, whatever, move on in life. I will.
We did off of Vine. Vine was TikTok before TikTok existed, and now Vine still exists.
Wasn't Music Glee before Vine? When they all kind
Music Glee became Vine,
I don't even know what these guys
Yeah.
are talking about.
Yeah.
Vine was TikTok before TikTok was a thing, and then
Exactly.
TikTok ran Vine out.
Right.
It still exists.
What frustrates me though is I could care less if TikTok were to disappear, but I lost all my video editing in the process.
Yeah, Capcom,
Or
Capcom,
CapCut, I was
yes.
paying for that because of all of the different features. All of my long stream videos on YouTube, I use CapCut. My short stream videos, I use CapCut. Now I'm like, okay, I got to find something else.
That's why people
Or wait 90 days to see if Trump brings it all
when
back.
people freak out about getting their YouTubes nuked and stuff. I'm like, you guys, if you really care about your stuff, you should have it backed up onto a hard drive anyway.
Right.
And if you don't, then that's your fault.
we'll be fine with or without the
Yeah,
TikTok.
we'll be all right.
The Trump's going to save it.
And something will come.
Trump's tune has changed.
And that's the beautiful thing.
Remember,
about it.
he was anti-TikTok until it helped him to a
Right.
certain degree
And he
when
just said
he
that
realized
in
it
his-
helped him get
his
elected.
election.
He just said that in a speech
you know.
recently.
So he'll fix it. The deal maker.
But Kevin's right. If TikTok doesn't get fixed and it goes away, just give it time, and there's going to be something else that's going to come
It'll
along.
get replaced.
There's always something.
Hey, I moving on to something else, if you guys don't mind.
Oh yeah.
I got to clear something up. Last week, I was on a rant, a few of us was, over the homeless situation here in Jackson and Residents in Action. I have since found out something still stinks. I'll tell you that. They are housing a dozen or so homeless people in the building. The grants that they have received is to feed these people and to pay the utilities in that building, on and on. It's easy, probably chew up $500,000 in renovations to where you can accommodate homeless people to stay. I still don't know if it's $500,000 or $1 million. There's word out there they got 2 grants.
There's a what is it called? A request for the Freedom of Information Act.
You can do that.
Yeah.
I saw it. On
I don't
the
give a
website.
shit enough
I'm just letting you know.
to research it more. They probably pissed away some money. You know that. They are housing some homeless. They're waiting on the second grant to buy the building off the city. The city has said, hey, we'll give them a little bit more time. I watched the city council meeting. I forget who it was. Somebody that I know. Oh, Christy Davis, new city council member Christy Davis. She went there. She goes, they're housing homeless. So at least they're giving them a place. Here's my question. Once you get this next grant and you pay $150K to the city, and you have this rest of this money to help feed them and do repairs. How do you continue getting funded? How does the interfaith get funded? It's not through grants. Isn't it donations?
I think it's mostly. I mean, I know they're begging for donations all the time,
Right.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
I'm sure there's probably a fund that is automatically for certain interfaith shelters.
I just hope Residents in Action has a long-term way to feed and house homeless. You can't rely on grants.
Is interfaith have anything to do with the churches?
I don't think so.
And so I think it does. I think it's something. And
I don't know how they're funded.
church.
They've been around a long time,
Yeah,
and
they
matter
don't
of fact,
know
they're
it.
expanding right now.
yeah.
I think their interfaith shelters doing the best you possibly can do at trying to help some homeless people out. Resident Action's, sucking hind tit to that. But listen, they're housing homeless, so give them credit where credit's due. I want to talk about the Jackson Detour up here. We talked about that for a long time.
I forgot about it.
It's blocked off.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
you
is.
can't-
It's 9 months. Yes, they are routing people eastbound. If you're coming in from the south on Cooper and you approach this important section of the city, you either got to take East Washington west and going west on West Washington is fine.
Yeah.
They're going to send you east. That road is shit.
That's a Hup, isn't it?
That is a
Isn't
shit.
that the one that goes in front of Certainty?
Yes.
Yep.
And
It's
take
the worst road in this
Yeah,
county.
that's Hup. Hup Street's horrible.
No, it's Washington.
No, it changes at.
No, it's Washington all the way down.
Is it? I thought it
Oh,
changed.
Yeah. Kevin works
The
right.
one right in front of Certainty is
Okay.
East
I thought it
Washington
changed
all the way
right
down.
there. It's still a horrible road.
I live in Michigan Center.
Hup
The
is bad, though.
best way to get downtown Jackson is take the shit part of East Washington. This time of year, I stopped doing it. I take Morel because the road, it will take your tires out. It's bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, in their wisdom, they're detouring you as you get to the block off to go east on East Washington. I would highly recommend go east on Morel before you get there.
Right.
Get over to Elm. Stay up East Washington, man. It's not good over there.
You could even take High Street if you had to.
I want to say hi to Miss Apple, Apple Eater with Rome in the chat.
Yeah.
She said USDA loan or USDA community grants.
Oh.
If you have the property, anyone can get one.
Okay, good.
Okay,
That's
there
how
you
they do it.
And she says 07, which means hello.
Hi.
Oh, okay.
But how does that work for them though? They technically don't have the property yet. They're renting it for $1 a month.
Well, no, we're talking about interfaith.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah,
you were
it has
talking
their
about.
in a long-term options for Residents in Action, you can't keep relying on a state grant.
Right.
You got to figure out the permanent funding in
Right.
or are they winging it? Where Interfaith apparently has a long-term
With it.
way to continue.
And a federal grant or federal
federal
community
grant.
grants seem right.
They better hire a person that knows that.
I'm sure they got somebody.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm sure they got somebody.
Maybe they spent that $500,000 on pay somebody to do that.
Right.
We've been posting. I've been posting a lot of news articles on our Facebook page. I want people to start posting news items to our Facebook page. We talked today about looking into changing that into join group, so you can just throw them over there, and an admin would approve them or disapprove them. Right now, you have to just all you got to do is tag us, and it goes there.
And
I'm not going to go through them today because we got a lot to talk about, but I do got something I wanted to bring up.
On that topic really fast,
Yeah.
I think, Kevin, last week you said something about you were working on a number people can call in.
Yes, it is up. I just don't have the graphic for it.
What's the number? 8675309?
Something
Right.
like that. It's
That's it.
Yeah,
Gotta be old to know what I'm talking about there.
yeah, I
Jenny,
know.
I got your
but,
number.
So, did we talk a little bit about solar last week?
we touched on it
We touched
So-
on it, yep.
the week before we went into it.
Solar's coming at us hard, guys. Hard.
Yeah,
They're
I saw
popping
them
up
talking
everywhere.
about the Grass Lake Leone thing we talked about
well,
on the news.
And did I talk about how I discovered the property around on the Leone side, who it's owned by?
No.
No.
Oh, so I did that investigation the next day. So I took a ride out to the Durrell Trailer Park, Kevin. Haven't been out there in 30 years. Wow, what a disaster that is.
Yeah.
It's
It's a little methy out there.
I
It's a
knew it
little
was
methy?
bad.
It's a little methy.
Wow, it's that neighborhood. But now it's in the middle of nowhere, and you know what? The people who live there, that's their deal. So fine. But as I was out there, it's surrounded by beautiful farmland. This horrible in shape trailer park out in the middle of nowhere. And this is on the edge of Leone Township going into Grass Lake, right where the 500 acres of proposed solar is. But I was out to Doral looking for vacant lots that the township owns that they're selling for $1,000 apiece. And I couldn't identify what lots they were in this mess. So when I got home, I jumped on the GIS to find out which one's Leone. And while I was there, I got clicking on that farm property on the Leone side. And Lockwood Farms, I think, owned all this at one time. They still own quite a bit of farmland. But the majority of it is owned by a company called Keith Properties, LLC.
Oh.
I thought, well, maybe it's the neighboring farm.
It's not, is it?
It's not, is it?
I thought, well, let me Google this.
It's an insider job.
Let me Google it. So I Googled them. I can't figure out who the hell these people are.
It's Keith Richards. What do you know?
But I ran into the Jackson County Planning Commission minute meetings of the zoning zoning change requests or special use permits for the Grass Lake Solar.
Right.
And as I'm looking through, the applicant to that is Keith Properties.
Interesting.
And so now I'm going to be clear here. As far as I know, there are no applications for conditional use permits or zoning changes for solar on the Leone side. But it's coming, guys. And so I took the time to look at each lot that pops up that Keith Properties owns in that area. And I came up with about 500 acres minimum.
Oh, yeah.
So let's add the 700, I think it is, Grass Lake, add another 5. We're at 1,200 acres of solar that I will bet is coming our way, Leone and Grass Lake Township. But listen, 1,000-acre solar is popping up everywhere.
That's crazy.
Everywhere.
It's crazy.
Apple actually is in the chat. Was talking about how solar is a scam. She lives in Texas.
Yeah.
Apple, remember, we're
Good place for solar, better than Michigan.
We're
You
in
can get no
Michigan.
sun.
She also says people cannot afford to live out there, so solar farms take advantage of them. See, that's the problem, is that solar farms here are taking advantage of places where it is affordable to live.
Right.
So you're right about that.
It is a scam, though.
It is.
It's a huge
So
scam.
something about, if I'm correct, and I could be way wrong. So normally, and I've been doing a lot of research on this because I've struggled with this because I am for property owner rights.
Right.
And I get it why a farmer who struggles to farm, because it's a bitch. And when the solar companies come and say, we'll give you 1,000 an acre a month for 15 years, well, let me tell you, you just set your family up for
Forever.
Generations.
Yeah, you're doing good.
And so my impression is normally the poor farmer does that. I don't blame him. But if you look at this, what I think with this Keith Properties thing, I think the Keith Properties brought that property off Lockwood's farm because Lockwood says, it gives them plausible deniability.
Right.
All they have to do is say, we sold our property. These guys gave us this right money. They're probably looking good. I don't blame the Lockwoods. And then Keith Properties then in turn leases that property to the solar industry for that amount of money for the 15 years.
Right.
This is not unusual in Michigan, guys.
No.
And people in Leone think it is. Well, you haven't driven around enough. The state, they're popping up fast.
Everywhere.
And as a township trustee, I can say no. I will say no. It doesn't matter if our board says no or not. They have the option, which they're doing, and which they did in Grass Lake. You go to the state, and this Consumers Safety, commission appointed by the governor overrides the local authority on these issues if it's solar, wind, or battery energy storage.
Right.
So I will be a no vote. I can't speak for the rest of the Leone Township board members. I have this gut feeling they would just say yes.
It's crazy that you said consumers because just the other day I had a guy from Consumers knock on my door.
Yeah.
And talked about that solar program that you're talking about and said that because my house faces south, I qualify for Consumers to put solar on my house, but it has to be, I have to tap into their grid and they get to access part of the solar power that I get.
All right.
And it's like a mess.
I have a friend that has taken advantage of this opportunity At first it was a nightmare. Now he's like, it's all good. Guys, I don't have a problem. You want to put some solar on your house or some solar panels in your yard. I get that.
No, I'm saying it's all connected though, because it's consumers on both ends.
It's consuming 1,000 acres.
Right.
That's my problem. I have an uncle who just went to solar at his house. And he, by the way, he's said through my mother, it isn't what it's cracked up to be. I don't give a shit about that. It's when you, like I said, I feel for the farmer.
Right.
But you know what? My wife said something to me. I stopped struggling and am a hard no. I don't care how they come at me. She goes, Russ, they're not property owners. I say, yeah, they are. They just bought that property. Yeah. No, they're investors.
Right, because it's a company.
The Lockwoods, if they would have asked for this application, I probably would have still said no, or any farmer. But I at least would sit and pause for a minute thinking about them. You know what? The hell with Keith Properties.
How do we know that Keith isn't a cousin of the Lockwoods?
Well, the best Google search that I could find, I'm not the best investigator on this, is I think it's a property management company or a real estate company.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I think they're out of Ann Arbor.
I personally know the Lockwoods, and I don't see them.
Well, they cashed out.
I've seen them cashing out, but I don't see them being that shitty.
They cashed out. Get this. They cashed out enough to make money on selling their property to the solar guys and then kept some farmland so they can keep farming.
Yeah.
Because one thing about farmers, they enjoy farming.
Yeah, they like farming. That's
Absolutely.
what
They don't want to stop farming.
They hang out with other farmers and talk
So
about farming.
you know what? They want the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Cake and eat
Sure.
it too. So anyways.
I like cake.
So they're popping up everywhere. Now I have a theory.
Okay.
All right. Between the governor, the state's law that came in effect in November to where they can override the local municipality's decision, between that and Trump getting elected. Okay. No one's been able to tell me, and I haven't dug deep into this, but I've been around enough digging into it. What's the benefit of large industrial solar in Michigan where we have very little sunlight? They don't make money on the power. It's a money grab from the federal government and the state government.
Right.
All right. We all know this. I want to know for sure what kind of kickbacks, and I haven't been able to get this, you get from the federal government and the state government. In comes Trump. Give him a minute. They're worried that Trump's going to pull that federal money, so they're in even more of a hurry to get them in because they think once they're in, then they can.
They already got their money too.
Well, I don't know how they pay it. That's the big question that I haven't been able to get. So hang on, people. More and more. Now, why don't they put them on top of the Commonwealth Center or in the median of the highways?
Parking structures,
on and on. It'd be better than hogging up our beautiful farmland. I'm not even worried. I should be worried. We should all be worried about we need to produce our own food. But how horrible it looks.
Yeah.
When I was in Durrell Trailer Park, which is a shithole, surrounding it was beautiful farmland. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Well, we're all rural people.
I was just out there. I was headed to Napoleon from my place, and I went. I mean, not all the way down into the trailer park, but on Durrell Road, and you forget it is really nice out there.
Right.
Until you get to the trailer park.
Absolutely.
It's bad. I was shocked by that. One more quick thing here. Eric Nesbitt.
Yep.
Michigan State Senate Minority Leader Eric Nesbitt has declared his candidacy for Michigan governor.
I saw that.
He's the first one to do it.
I got the text.
He's the first one to do it. There's a lot of word out there of others who are considering. We had Senator Jonathan Lindsay under the Speaker Series a week ago, and he is still considering.
Yep, he did not confirm nor deny.
Like he's supposed to, but it's still a consideration. I was waiting for him to say, no, I pulled the plug.
Nope, he didn't say that.
All right, and then I don't care what Garrett Soldano tells you or Kevin Reinke tells you. Kevin Reinke's going to run. He's going to announce his way. And Garrett Soldano's is behind the scenes claiming that he's looking for the best candidate, but he's working for Reinke.
Right.
He's putting together too much content for him. Reinke feeds into his... we got a sales pitch going on. Not to say that Reinke wouldn't be a good governor. I'm not... It's too soon to call that. But Reinke will announce. I know he will. on the Republican side. Who else is
Isn't there somebody going independent?
Dugan. But, he's a Dem. He just jumped tracks from the Democratic Party. He's the mayor of Detroit.
Yeah, I know. But the only other person that name I've heard kicked around is Buttigieg.
Buttigieg, guys,
Booty juice.
you all can talk shit all you want, Dems and Republicans wondering who's going to work. It's going to be Buttigieg, and it's going to be Buttigieg that gets the nomination.
And if you're asking how can he possibly do it, because the Democrats played a long game. The man bought a house in Traverse City 2 years ago,
Yes.
knowing this was coming.
Guess this.
Who wants to live in Traverse City?
Duggan,
Like cherries that much?
Duggan or any of
But
these
it's the point.
Democratic contenders, they can raise all the money they want. They will not have the money matched that Buttigieg's going to get with his clout
Exactly.
with the federal government, with the Democratic Party.
Yep.
He will be a candidate, and he will be the nominee, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
I
it'll
don't
be
see
Buttigieg against
Whoever
one
we
of
can
our
come up
guys.
with. Exactly. Whoever we can come up with.
Guys, we're 2 years away. Well, we're 2 years out from that election.
Yeah.
But we're really talking shit here when we talk about who's a good candidate and who's not. I like Eric Nesbitt. Matter of fact, the Grand New Party, they kind of said, well, if it ain't Lindsay, man, Nesbitt might be the guy.
I agree.
Shocking that the Grand New Party would feel that way. But I agree. But we don't know until the other candidates roll out.
Exactly.
Well, you're talking about farmland and stuff. Isn't he he's a farmer?
Yes. Pawpaw.
Or his family was a farm?
The family farm, one of
So,
those
I mean,
deals.
yeah,
From
he
the
was big
Pawpaw
in,
area.
into that kind
But
of stuff.
if you want a cool story, I hope Lindsay announces, and I think Lindsay might have an uphill battle. I wish he had another term in the state Senate before he went. But we
Friend
know
of the show.
we know Jonathan well. Jonathan, number one, has a picture perfect political family.
He does.
He was a Bronson High School athletic star,
Yep.
valedictorian, excelled in everything he ever did. They have parades every year in Bronson celebrating Jonathan Lindsay almost. He goes to he went to Yale,
Yep.
Ivy League school, graduates from Yale, then joins the military,
Yep.
becomes a Green Beret, knows all the Afghanistan languages as a whole. Anything they speak.
The tribal language.
He learned all the tribal language. The guy's amazing. He has all the credentials.
His father-in-law's not too bad either.
No, he does got some juice behind him. The Laffer curve.
Juice, not Jews.
He does have some juice behind him. It's the picture perfect candidate, and we love him a lot. But I get a lot of, well, who's that? If you don't live around here,
Yeah.
even
If you're not
around
from-
here.
if you're not from
But
Bronson.
I get that out of Nesbitt. Who's Nesbitt?
But here's the thing, though, with Lindsay, he's got the pull outside of the immediate family.
Yeah.
He could be the one potentially who could bring in that outside
Well,
money to give a person like Buttigieg.
Well, whoever wins the nomination is going to get a lot of money.
Yeah.
Sure, but I'm just
You got to get there.
And you got to think as a candidate, how often do you really know who the candidate is before they're the candidate? Who knew who what did Jennifer Granholm? I mean, if you were in politics, maybe, but typically your typical person doesn't going to know who these people are.
And that's
Right.
why you listen to Stick to the Plan podcast.
You should.
Yeah, because-
all four of you.
I'm a hardcore political nerd in it every day, and Chris, you're sure becoming that way. Kickstar and Kevin, he's there because
I try not to.
You're forced to listen to
Yeah.
the Stick to Plan
Yeah.
podcast.
I don't listen to it when I leave here.
You know what? General citizens could give a shit who's going to run for governor till about a year from now.
Yeah. It'll be like October 26th.
You're right.
No.
No.
All right.
October 25.
20.
October, November of this year, it starts getting some pickup, and then we're going to go into 26, and then there's going to be a hardcore campaign, and we're going to know everybody, all the players.
Then it'll be like maybe August of 26 is when
August-
your
August.
everyday.
Well, that's when the primary is, and
But
that's
see,
when we'll know who
but in
our
August,
candidate.
but that's when your everyday people are going to care because they don't vote in the primary. We
Right.
know this.
And they shouldn't vote in the primaries, but they do.
And that's when you're going to see, you'll have the blue no matter who, the red till you're dead, and everybody fighting for those people in the middle.
People.
The
They're
Poiple.
Poiple.
The Poiple people.
The Poiple
It's not going to
people
happen
eaters.
by then, but I'm a close caucus guy. Hate to say it,
Oh,
general
yeah.
public, I love you,
I-
but you should be a member of the Republican Party to vote in our
Primary.
primaries.
I agree.
Yeah, it's
I agree.
No, yeah, you're the only one. The people that are the experts, the people that are the political nerds,
We're the ones-
that know.
We're the ones that create the platform, do all the legwork, do all the banner that you run in as a
You
Republican.
know who's
I
good and
agree.
who's bad. You know who is fake, who is real. You know their stances, you know their platforms, and you know who would be
Right.
the best for the job.
I think
Exactly.
every stream we talk about close caucus.
I
It's a
agree,
big thing to
but
me.
it's a big deal. I think it's important.
Yep.
Just glancing at this.
Now, I heard that JXN GOP is reaching out to Nesbitt about having him come in for a UTOS or something.
So yes, I texted Stephen Razor, longtime political activist here in Jackson. We miss you, Stephen. He worked for Wahlberg for many, many years. He is a staffer for Nesbitt, and I texted him yesterday, and he's checking with Nesbitt to see if he can't be under the Oak Speaker Series guest in March.
Yep.
So I know it's early. I figure we'll bring him back.
Right.
As it heats
and it's
up.
better to get him in early.
Yeah.
You know, hit the ground running, be the first one.
Yeah.
And maybe
I don't know Eric
that'll
very
open
well.
the doors to some other people as they decide to be candidates. We could kind of bring them all through.
I don't know Eric very well. I've met him a couple of times. I was at the electors thing on the Senate floor, and he come up, hey, how you doing? And it took me a minute to figure out who the hell he was. Oh, I said, oh, that's Eric Nesbitt. Yeah, you know. By the way, going back to Lindsay, not voted, plain and simple, #1 conservative in state Senate.
Yep.
Period.
Yeah.
Second is Rumstead.
I can
Right.
see that.
He is #1 voting record for conservatism.
Yeah. Which I don't know if you're one of these people in the middle, you'd say, well, that we need more of a moderate run for governor. But if you listen to Jonathan, why not? He uses DeSantis out of Florida.
Yep.
How he ran constant conservative message. He got elected. His second election,
Landslide.
landslide.
Because
Because
first one was tight. The first one was
people
tight.
found out, my God, doing it that way
Yes,
is the
absolutely.
best way to run a state. And so Lindsay has that philosophy.
Yep.
So anyways, enough about that. I don't know. I can go through that. I posted a lot of shit this last week. I was just going to go through the news feed on the page and look, and I don't know.
I'm excited to get the phone call thing going.
Yeah, we'll get that. I'll get that up and going. It was supposed to be this week. I just ran out of time.
But it's good.
To be honest with you, I'm
You
actually
still got
right now. I'm
4
trying
people?
to download the newest clip that was sent to me. That is Trump related. So
Okay. We still got 4
hopefully we'll
people
have it by
watching?
the end of the show. It's entertaining.
So I would like to know
Do we
if
still have 4 people watching?
I don't even know. I didn't even
Okay.
look at the thing.
is the pomp and circumstance of the inauguration still going on, or is Trump in the Oval
we have-
Office
yeah,
signing
okay.
these 200 executive orders?
I hope that he's passing out pens like he did in 16.
Is that going to happen tonight?
Well,
Because
today,
he's got the ball. He has all the pomp and circumstance. Or is that first thing in the morning?
no, I've been told it's today.
Yeah, knowing him, he is a workaholic. I'm sure that he's going right to the office.
You know,
It's possible.
skip all this dumb shit and get to the Oval Office. Let's get to work. And I
No,
bet you
and
Trump feels that
speaking
way.
of
you got some
Office.
time before the ball.
Speaking of Oval Office, did you guys
It is
realize,
still live.
Did you realize that when Biden walked out of the White House at 11 o'clock this morning, everything in the White House got gutted and rebuilt before
They
5
always do
o'clock
that.
at night?
Well,
They always do
it
that.
smells like super old people in there.
And poop.
And
poops himself.
I said it earlier to my wife. You know he's got the walking farts, so he's been walking around the White
He
House.
pooped
with
himself
walking-
in front of the
But
Pope.
it's like,
He
you know,
pooped himself definitely in the house
It's
he
like
lives
this
in.
well-oiled machine.
You ever
One
go in-
group takes out all the Biden stuff, another group brings all the Trump stuff in, and
Yeah.
if Trump wants a different color carpet or walls,
I heard
it all
Melania.
gets done.
Melania had this all sorted out months ago because
Absolutely.
she already knew what she's walking into.
Yeah.
And the furniture and everything's already been ordered or probably waiting in trucks for it
Yep.
to be moved in.
That's exactly how it
Oh,
works.
yeah. Oh,
and every first lady has to go to the presidential historical gift area somewhere in D.C., and any gift that's been sent to the president, they get to choose. So
Oh.
that's why it always changes.
By the way, the rumor on X, and that's the one problem I have with X. I love the free speech platform, but you can only believe half of what you read. Anybody can post on X any fucking type
Absolutely.
of bullshit, and some people take that. We have people close to us that take it. I read it on X. Well, a lot of rumor over the weekend is Joe Biden won't do the T. This one, this, and all this. And it's like people who wouldn't attend. Everybody pretty much attended except for Michelle Obama.
Yeah, that was weird. I need. If anyone has any information on that, I would like to.
The,
know.
Yeah,
the
I would
vice
like to know.
presidential first, second ladies, they met for tea. Melania and Jill, everything that you're
Right,
supposed to
right.
do.
You mean Dr. Jill?
Yeah.
Dr. Jill.
I wouldn't want her for a doctor.
She's not that kind of doctor.
Look at how much she's Dr.
doctorate.
Jill.
She's a doctorate.
Joe
Of,
needs a doctor.
No, she got an honorary doctorate even. She didn't even earn it.
hell,
I'm just saying.
I got one of them. Kix gave me one.
I'm
Yeah, I'm giving you
I
two or
can
three.
print anybody an honorary doctorate off the internet if you'd like.
By the way, I got that video. We're
go
gonna
ahead.
play that real quick. I think you guys will.
What do we
enjoy
got
it.
here?
This is the victory rally
From her victory rally yesterday?
last night. Yeah.
All right.
Wait for it. Oh, what did you have? Oh, yeah, the village people.
Yeah, you did. I
Yeah.
watched it. Now, the Village People, when I was a kid, was 4 of them. Now there's 6.
Yeah, well, they added.
Actually, there's only 3 of them that are still alive. from the
I
original.
realize that.
The lead singer,
He's still there.
Cop,
He's a little heavy.
the
Yeah,
cop
they're
is
a little old.
original. The military guy on the far end is original.
Why did Trump gravitate to this song is amazing to me.
I don't know.
He loves it. It's his thing.
Yeah, I just figured it'd be fun to play because
He kind of does the Trump dance a little bit during this.
he did it just a second
Part of
ago.
it, though, he sat around like, I'm feeling kind of corny
He's
now.
like, there's a lot of gay guys up here. There he
honestly-
is. There he is.
Honestly, the reason that he does it, right? I think the reason he gravitates to them is because knowing Trump, everybody dances to that song whenever you hear it.
well,
It just
yeah.
makes sense.
Not everybody. I don't usually.
No.
I have before.
You just did.
And
Yeah.
because because of Fauci.
Yes.
He was buddies with Fauci at one point, at least. So, 80s gay guys, Fauci, AIDS epidemic, it all adds up.
So, by the way,
Absolutely.
the Village People were
Come
around
full
in
circle there. I like
Village
that.
People were around in the 70s, and I said to my wife, I says, I know Trump's not a drinker or a drugger, but back in them days,
He might have been.
he probably used to hang out at a Studio 54 a little bit.
yeah.
Oh, you know,
You
he
know,
did. Even if he didn't
Yeah. Yeah.
think he was hanging
Did you
out.
know
Yeah.
also?
Well, because there's hot women, and
Yeah.
Trump likes the women.
he
was
doesn't
gonna
like the
say.
ladies.
know
You
he
know
was
that
there.
the Village People, the original idea, and actually, 2 of the 4 original members were not gay.
No.
Do you know who? Do you know who wasn't gay? That's through because you could guess which ones. The leather daddy biker guy.
Yeah.
He was straight as hell.
That's because that's a stereotype,
But
bro.
the thing is, that what they wanted to do is they originally wanted manly men, military men,
Yep.
construction worker.
Bikers.
I don't know where the Indian came
So
from.
back
Because he was a
the-
chief. He was a warrior.
when the
Oh,
Village
oh, oh.
People come out with that song when they did, the talks of being gay was big shit. Anymore, you're like, yeah, okay, so he's
Yeah.
gay. I mean,
Did you cut your penis off or not?
back then, holy crap.
And maybe you asked why Trump would pick that song. Maybe it's because it represents a big tent.
Well,
It's
he's
visual.
been playing that since
I just think
his
that
campaign in 16.
I
It's
just
visual.
think he likes to just to dance.
He's an old dude. Old dude like goofy songs.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true. Plus, you gotta remember he was a young man when that song came out.
That's
And
what I'm saying.
He's like young man. Yeah, he's going to the YMCA and doing weird things.
They were playing that in Studio 54.
He was doing Studio 54 hanging out as a young Trump.
That song was all over Studio 54.
Oh, God,
yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of things all over Studio 54.
He's a New York City guy. Imagine that. He was, in his early 30s.
It brings back memories.
And the Village people were from the West Village in New York.
If he wasn't a billionaire yet, he was close
there's a
to
lot
it.
of things that tie it together.
Well, his dad had given him his first million.
It doesn't matter.
He'd already started making the money.
He was living the best New York City life that you could ever want.
And that includes hanging out at Studio 54.
Anytime you wanted to. They brought him in the back door and shit.
Yeah, well,
he probably owned the building. He probably owned the building.
I swear to God, he's trying to set me up for failure.
I said pause.
The whole time. It started at the beginning. Now he's talking about going to the back door Studio 54 with the Village people. Come on, guys.
I've had to say
We're
pause
coming
3 times.
Luckily, we are coming to the end of the stream. I'm over here biting my tongue off.
Right?
Well, I'm hungry.
You have a quick wit. Somebody says something, you're ready to just jump.
Yeah, in my other show, I just say whatever I want, and I try to behave on this show because we are on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, good.
For now.
Yeah, I haven't gotten.
We did.
I haven't gotten
By
the
the
alert
way,
yet.
Garrett Sodano, when he goes to mention, he doesn't say the word. He uses a V when he talks about
Vagina.
Vagina?
No, this word you can't say on YouTube.
Oh.
That'll get you deplatformed.
The Fauci ouchie.
The Fauci ouchie. He does a hand V.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
I forgot about the Fauci ouchie.
Yeah,
term.
the Fauci ouchie.
Yeah.
You're like, he puts up the V for the words you can't say.
Well, he's been in YouTube jail for quite a while, and he was just released from jail. So he was trying to be careful today on his morning stream.
Yeah, we watch a.
And it ain't like Soldano is too edgy.
No.
But he does call out. He does not like the Fauci ouchie and the medical establishment.
Absolutely.
He calls them out on
what
that.
Did I call? What did someone call it the other day? The medical industrial establishment.
There you go.
There it is.
And
You know,
That's a good. That's a good.
Soldano,
That's a good one.
Soldano cracks me
It
up.
was on Rumble, so
He
I don't
uses-
know if we're allowed to say
In
it.
terms like,
Why? It doesn't violate anything.
I don't know. I'm not YouTube.
I'm
They
just
just
saying.
make things up sometimes.
he uses words like goodness gracious and all those dorky guy words, and then he'll slip in the word shit every now and then.
Well, no, that
He
shit
does
is,
that for
but
shock
that's
value.
acceptable for the FCC. You're
He
allowed
does
to
that
say
for
that,
shock
Goodness
value.
gracious.
and you're not allowed to say GODDAMN. That's
No.
the worst.
Oh,
It's even worse than
really?
the F word.
Yes.
Oh,
It's weird because they'll only censor the first half of that word.
Yes.
so
They'll only censor the God part.
this
You
stream.
can say God and you can say damn, but you
if
can't
you
say
put
it
them
together.
the God part gets censored.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the weirdest thing to me.
So this stream, although not done yet, we've done pretty good to not be deplatformed from the YouTube,
No, we've done well.
but we're not. The stream isn't over yet. It could happen anytime.
I've kept my mouth shut.
Right.
All right. I don't know. Guess what?
What?
JacksonGOP.org, man.
Go there.
Go there.
JXNGOP.org.
Org. Oh, wait. I do got to bring up the Grand New Party Washington Day dinner is February 7th from 6 to 8. I forget where that's at, but go to the Grand New Party Pact.
GNPPAC.com.
.com and
date?
get
What's
your
the
tickets. Huh?
What's the date?
The 7th, February 7th.
February 7th.
6 to 8. It's a fundraiser for the Grand New Party Pack. And it's the topic of
That's a
conversation and the
Saturday, I
speakers are on the 12th Amendment.
Oh, okay. I believe that's a Saturday too, by the way. The 7th.
Well, wait,
It is a Saturday.
Which one's the 12th Amendment?
The 12th one.
Well, yeah.
It came after
1, 2,
11.
3, 4.
It was the one right before Free the Slaves.
Oh, that doesn't help me. Repeal the 19th. What?
GMPPAC.org.
No, .com. .com.
.com.
Yeah.
Go there and see it. I'll be at the Washington Day dinner.
Yeah.
I told them that I could not promote very much because we were, Jackson GOP comes first.
Yes.
And we had something going on, but now that's scaled back for a hot minute, other
Yep.
than some UTOSs.
Yes.
I can help the Grand New Party. Anyways, you want to buy a table? Me and Kix would love to sit at that table.
There you go.
Okay, the 12th Amendment is the procedure for electing the president
Yes.
There it is.
and vice president.
The procedure.
Yes. So I didn't know. I always get them mixed up. So
Yeah.
Maybe it's the 10th Amendment. That doesn't sound right.
I don't know what the 10th Amendment is. I don't know any. I know the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. And then the 4th.
You know, I sit in my
And the-
chair.
I know the fifth.
The 5th is the
I'm not
legal
talking.
search and seizure, right?
No, the fifth is I'm not saying anything to incriminate
The
myself.
4th is a legal search and
I
seizure.
pled the fifth.
I sit at my chair in my house with the Constitution right next to me. I was just talking to Karen about this the other day. I'm not well at remembering random numbers like 10th Amendment, 12th Amendment. It sits there. I do reference it, okay? I wouldn't say I'm a constitutionalist, but there's also people that live every step of their life as a constitutionalist.
Right.
And
There's a difference between a constitutionalist and a constitutional expert.
That's
yeah,
true.
I'm not that.
And I'm the
You
same
know
way.
who we need on the stream one day? There's a guy named John Rutan
Fruit hand.
from Hillsdale.
Uh-huh.
Great buddies with the Lance Lashaway and John Smith and that whole gang. Wow.
Michonne, February 13th. That's what Karen just said.
Yes.
John Rutan.
Yes.
He can cite state law, the Constitution. Unbelievable the knowledge this guy has. As a matter of fact, we would learn something from him. But every time I see John Rutan talk, I think, wow, I just learned something. I walk away. I forget all them damn numbers.
Yeah.
So Karen is right. Sean Maddock, Utah, February 13th. Go to jxngop.org. Click on events, then click on Utah under the Oak Speaker Series and buy your
By
ticket.
the way, Michonne is super cool.
Yes.
People personally like her, whether they're supporting her for sure or not. She is super cool. And
And I
so
know that's kind of what she's going to talk about when she comes to the Under the Oaks. She wants to let us know her vision.
Oh, I'm
for
sure
the
she
GOP
will.
in Michigan.
I'm sure, and she has a vision. She was the co-chair for a while under Ron Weiser. She knows what she's doing. But then we'll try to figure out, get the other two candidates here, because we got Greenlee and Sella, and we probably wouldn't be doing our jobs if we don't figure out a way to get them up here before the end of February.
Absolutely.
Well,
Let's get out of here,
That's
Kevin.
your job, by the way.
Hey, did anybody donate us any money so we can
Nothing.
go to the Shamrock for
No
lunch?
coffee?
Not a gosh darn
I didn't even
thing.
get a coffee.
Man, why are you selling short in coffee? Can we get a Shamrock lunch for like?
He's all about his coffee.
I'm telling you
I
right
think
now.
for $18 we could probably get a
We
Shamrock
gotta,
lunch.
we gotta start low. Coffee.
I know that $19 feeds me and you, so
There you go.
we
Add
get him-
another
we'll-
$7.
Well, we'll get him his coffee for $1.
I tell you what.
$1.50.
Hey, you throw $20 into the Ko-Fi? Is that what it is?
I have a Ko-Fi,
And then-
or you can do it right here on Rumble or on YouTube.
All right. So, anyways, you throw $20 at us. Kevin and I will chip in for Kix's lunch. We got it covered. At least part of it. Can we get a Shamrock lunch? John Wilson,
we'll
can we
figure
get a Shamrock lunch or what? Man,
Maybe.
we mentioned Shamrock on here how many times a day? 8 times?
Can we get a sponsorship?
I'm just gonna go in there and just not pay it and be like, "That no, that's covered." John got it.
Right? John watches the show every now and then.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
anyway, yeah.
wait,
yeah.
one more
You
thing.
made me get that for you.
See this shirt right here? Oh, over here. I always forget where the camera. This shirt
Right there.
right here. This is the back.
Uh-huh.
Right here. I have a stack of them
I need to take one with me today, by the way.
at the Jackson GOP office in the Commonwealth Commerce Center building. We're here Tuesday through Thursday, 10 until 5, and then Saturday, I think it's my Saturday coming up. Oh, no, I'm
No,
going
'cause
to
we're
an
gonna
event.
be
I got some
out
else.
of town.
But 10 until 1 on Saturday, you stop in. Not only will we give you one, we'll give you 2 for free.
And if you really, really, really want
Trump shirts for free.
it, if you really want it, stick to the Plan podcast. We could all sign it.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll sign it for you.
But no,
I'm
Kevin,
not gonna do
how
that.
big's that stack behind you? There's a big stack of Trump shirts.
I don't know if they can
We need
see
some
it.
walk-in. Since the campaign's
no.
over,
It's on
our
the other
volunteers,
side of you.
are sitting
worry
here
about it.
with nobody visiting.
Fuck it.
Come on in, talk to our volunteers. They're cool to talk to. They'll give you a free cup of coffee, and not only this shirt,
You hear that, Kicks?
I
Free
heard
coffee.
they'll give you a second
heard it.
shirt.
I heard it.
They'll give you 3 shirts. I don't care. Come get a shirt. They're free.
That's right.
Free.
All right. Is that a wrap?
I think that's a wrap.
Let's wrap it up. Shut her down.
Make sure you check out everything we talked about down in the description. Like this video, follow this channel, or subscribe depending on what platform you're using. And
Share the video.
Camera's over there.
Share,
Yeah.
share.
Oh yeah.
share it.
I'll share it to Facebook because all those old people out there are on the Facebook, and
Damn boomers.
please share it from there.
All right.
That's right.
Just a push of the button.
All right, we're out of here. We'll see you
right.
next week.
ya.
Nothing lined up, right? No guests
No.
lined up. We'll just figure it out.
That's it. Oh,
All right.
Yeah. Oh, wait. There
Sean.
might be Miguel.
Miguel
Might
Pilar.
be Miguel Pilar, candidate for